This is the drive home with
Zac
and TT for the Mill drive home. About to drive home from the den, back at the den, where it finished. Millwall 1,
Ipswich Town 1.
1-1. Very much a pre-season game for the Lions. Yes, it is not great, to be fair. The football wasn't great today. Lots to work on in training with a week to go before the Championship opener against Stoke City. Before we go any further, put a like on the video if you like the video. Saw a couple of Millwall fans today. One, was it Silver Lion?
Yeah.
That writes on
North Stand Banter.
North Stand Banter, yes. And also a fan from California, so...
Legend.
Yeah, absolutely good. It's said, what time do they have to? What time do their games normally kick off in California? 7 o'clock.
And if it's a 12 o'clock game, it's 4 o'clock, which is horrible.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I was asleep pretty much most of that match. It was not great today. We started off with a 4-4-2 formation, although out of possession, you know, Leonard or Malone kind of swapped and made a right midfielder or a left midfielder. But we started with 4-4-2. We started with Bart in goal. Right back was Ryan Leonard, left back was Murray Wallace, two centre backs were Hutchinson and Cooper, right midfield, well, we kind of had right midfield was Shackleton, left midfield Scott Malone, two central midfielders are George Honeyman and Billy Mitchell, who both tried to get forward and take it in turns, and up front we had Zion Fleming and Benica Fobe. Like I said, good little wave there. We did press, we did try to get them under pressure. And that created our only goal, really, our only real big chance. And that was Honeyman chasing down the ball. The Ipswich defender made a mistake, allowed Benica Fobe to...
It was a bit like Jack Butland for Mill against Palace, weren't it? He was like trying to run around.
Yeah, and Benic nicked the ball, run through on goal, and you know, one-on-one, you back him.
Chance.
Yeah, back him all day long. He's put it into the near post, banged it to make it 1-0 at that stage. Very, very little happened in the first half. I did like the look of Shackleton. You know, very lively. Looks like he's got pace. I'm not sure what position they're going to play him. And certainly, you know, he drifted into the middle quite a lot. So I wasn't sure whether he was meant to be the right midfielder or not. Malone looked off the pace. Fleming also couldn't get himself really in the game. You know, the touches that he had, the ball fell away from him. You know, there is a thing of where it's going to take time for players to settle in, but he hasn't really hit the floor running. With what's it called? Honeyman looked lively again.
Yeah.
With no real, like I said, no real end product, no real creativity. But you know, pretty even first half. Second half we came out. We didn't really create too much. Ipswich took an equaliser quite early in the second half. It was, you know, to be fair, it was from our attack. We've played the ball into Ryan Leonard. I think it was Ryan Leonard throw into the box. Then they quickly broke down the left. Leonard got back obviously and made a defensive challenge, but the ball ricocheted.
Very unlucky.
Yeah, ricocheted both between our centre backs. It split the centre backs. To fall to Freddie Ladapo, who running on goal and curled it into the bottom right hand corner. It was a really good finish from Ladapo to make it 1-1, and deserved at that time. We made a raft of changes on 60 minutes, but not before. Just before that, Billy Mitchell ran on the ball, played it out wide to Honeyman, who, you know, ran in on the box and drilled it across. But we've done that a couple of times. Our balls, we weren't picking at players. We just kind of
picking out like the danger area, but it always went to the keeper or always
hit the defender. And like I said, not quite doing the right things in the final third, which needs to be worked on. But then on 60 minutes we made 6 changes. Murray Wallace came off. Ryan Leonard stayed on, he went to centre back, so Danny McNamara came on for him. So the players that came on, so Saville came on for Billy Mitchell, George Evans came on for Honeyman, Tyler Bury, he came on later. Benik Fobe came off, Bradshaw came on. So we just, like I said, we made a raft of changes, and we looked disjointed after that. We really couldn't get things going. It looked like a pre-season friendly for us. Ipswich looked like attacked with more pace. They attacked with more precision. Created a really good chance. So again, they had a ball played behind our six. Somehow it went through about 4 players and got to Freddie Ladapo, and he's back to goal. He turned and went to shoot, and Murray Wallace got a really good block on it. They had another good chance, Ipswich, where they it was about 25 yards out, and the fellas absolutely cracked one, hit the bar.
That was literally 87th minute. That.
Yeah, 87th minute, hit the bar, and Bart somehow hits the back of Bart, but drops down.
Yeah, I think it spun, then hit Bart's back, but skimmed off of him
and somehow
into his legs.
Somehow he caught it. But Ipswich looked more likely to score the second goal in the game. Before Fleming came off, we did have one good chance to him. Fleming came off for Bury, and the ball was played in by, I think it was Danny McNamara, and Fleming in a diving header just couldn't make good contact with it, and it goes wide. It went wide, and it was frustrating today. There was not enough clicking. Certainly in the final third, we just looked disjointed, and but it is a pre-season. You've got to bear that in mind. Hopefully, don't get too down on the players. Hopefully that with a big crowd in on next Saturday, players play differently when there's a crowd in. I remember Newcastle losing 6-1 to Leighton Orient quite a few years ago, and they in the pre-season friendly, and they ended up winning the league with 104 points. So, you can't read too much into pre-season. We know that we're going to be we are a defensive team first of all. I like the interchanges, like I said, where once we didn't have the ball, we sometimes had a back five with Malone dropping in, and we are difficult to break down, although Ipswich did create a few chances. We'll see what happens next week against Stoke. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it to be in my own season ticket seat, and we'll take it from there. Thank you very much for watching. Like I said, is there any who's your man of the match today? I didn't really have one, if I'm being completely honest.
I would say Shackleton, because it was his debut for the club, and I thought he played the best out of any of the players. Yeah,
I can't really argue with that. But you're struggling. We're struggling for a man of the match, if I'm being completely honest. But we'll see. Hopefully, it's much better against Stoke. Stoke have just signed Dwight Gale, so that's
he's always been a problem for us.
Yeah, he's a goal scorer, certainly at Championship level, and will cause us problems. But it's the first game of the season, and hopefully we'll be able to lift the boys and have a good atmosphere. Thank you very much for watching. There's only one way we can finish it. No one likes us.
We don't care.